Hello, I'm Archbishop Porteous from Hobart in Tasmania. I've been asked by the Palavra Viva community to speak with you on some different topics, and they've asked me today to speak to you about the concept of being a missionary disciple. The title is a very interesting one. It's one that's become a new idea, if you like, in the church, certainly in terms of the actual phrase itself. It was an idea promoted by Pope Francis in one of his very early letters to the church, Evangelii Gaudium, the joy of the gospel. And in that he proposed that all Catholics should really see themselves as missionary disciples. So what is a missionary disciple? I think it helps us if we actually reverse the two terms, because if we firstly think about being a disciple, what is a disciple? A disciple is one who listens. A disciple is one who places himself under the guidance and inspiration of a master. For us as Christians, of course, the master is our Lord Jesus Christ. And in a way, we always are meant to be disciples. We're always meant to be ones who listen attentively to the Lord, who seek to live our life inspired by his teaching, but also in a very particular way to seek to imitate him in his character, in the whole attitude that he took to his life. So we're always called to be disciples. And to be a disciple means, firstly, we need to be attentive and listening and willing to learn from Jesus. The more we're able to do that by learning about him and his teaching in the scriptures, the more we're able to fashion our individual relationship with him through prayer and giving time and attention to him, the more we'll grow as his disciples. And see, what happens to us is the more we know Jesus, the more he inspires us. And if you like, coming to know him and growing in our faith in him, we find a certain fire lit in our own heart because we know we've been changed, we've been transformed, we've been made new. And that's where becoming missionary comes in. The more we become a disciple, the more we enter into our relationship with Jesus, the more we're inspired by him, the more our lives are transformed by him, the more we want to share that with others. Simply to be missionary is not to go necessarily to another far-flung part of the world, but it's in our own situation, among our own friends, in our own environment, that we want to tell people about Jesus. We want them to know what we've come to know. We want to help them discover who Jesus is, what Jesus can do for our life. And in this, by simply sharing, by simply wanting to tell what Jesus has done for us, we become missionary. So I invite you all, firstly, to be more and more deeply a disciple of Jesus. And then you'll find yourself wanting to be a missionary for Jesus, to truly become a missionary disciple. May God bless you, watch over you, and guide you always. Amen.